Hello, fellow YouTubers. Welcome back to the Trouble 8385 show. Now, yesterday I talked about the ending to SummerSlam. So today, since I talked about that, I watched Raw, and I'm going to talk about kind of the continuing of the storyline that ended at SummerSlam with the whole CM Punk, John Cena, Kevin Nash, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, El Del Rio storyline. So many parts in the storyline. Now, tonight's Raw had very few matches, quite honestly. It was basically a rare all storyline, set up what's going on in the future. So they started off Raw tonight with Triple H coming out, addressing how yes, he did invite Kevin Nash to the pay-per-view, and yes, he did give him seats because he asked for seats, and he never told him to go to the ring and do anything. And he talked about how he apologized for screwing John Cena because his foot was on the rope, he didn't see it, and he said that, and then he said wasn't upset about Del Rio winning, obviously, the Money in the Bank thing. And so he ends his stuff and leave, and then Del Rio comes out, basically, the destiny thing that everybody knew was going to say, it's my destiny, I told you it was my destiny, it's my destiny, I won. I didn't plan on winning, but Kevin Nash did what he did, and so I decided to cash in, and he won. He wanted to think about wanting to be people's guy, that he would be in the lobby to sign autographs, he'd take pictures of people, trying to get people to like him, and they never did, of course. And then they show CM Punk arrive, looking upset, and then Kevin Nash shows up because Triple H said Kevin Nash could show up, and he would only show up if he could tell his side of the story. And so Kevin Nash shows up, comes to the ring, and I'm sorry, today for Kevin Nash, I understand Kevin Nash is important to wrestling, right? He's been in some of the most historical events, you cannot deny that, but he looks so slow to me today. And he gets to the ring, and he's always kind of bored me with his mic skills, to be honest with you. He just kind of goes, and so he goes on about how Triple H invited him, but Triple H and him seem to be, they've been friends for 20 years, but they're not on the same page because he got a text, and he tried to imply that the text told him, whoever wins the match, basically, they'll get him and stuff. And so he said it was business, it was only business, and he implied it was Triple H. And CM Punk comes out, and they have an exchange. They have an exchange back and forth, and it's kind of funny because it's kind of been building since WrestleMania with The Rock, that you're kind of running into this generation against the Attitude Generation, kind of clashing a lot lately. And CM Punk had a great line tonight. It was, I said, yeah, I got a message on his cell phone. I think he said from his niece or something. She said, OMG, Kevin, what, WTF, Kevin Nash? I thought he was dead. It was just, that was just really funny. And him and Kevin Nash went back and forth. Kevin Nash, said, you run your mouth off a lot. And CM Punk's like, well, that's what I do. And it's kind of interesting how they built CM Punk, this guy who just says whatever he wants to say, whenever he wants to now. He's kind of like that thing between a bad guy and a good guy that kind of like Stone Cold and Rock had. He's not a bad guy, he's not a good guy, he's like right in the middle right now. So he could do either way whenever he wants to. And he's, he told Kevin Nash, eventually I'll come to the ring, and Kevin Nash said, come on. And then security came out to block him, which again implied it was Triple H who did it. And Kevin Nash standing in the middle of the ring, you go, oh, well, that's kind of weird how that ended. Later, Stephanie has this thing exchange with CM Punk, just doesn't amount to much, basically, trying to kind of imply that she had something to do with what happened, but not. And then all night long they were teasing you about Rey Mysterio. They showed Rey Mysterio clips that made you wonder, is Rey Mysterio going to win the championship? Are they really going to let Del Rio lose the championship the night after SummerSlam? And then you get to the match, and they had a match back and forth, and eventually Del Rio wins the match, and he's going to seriously hurt Mysterio, and John Cena runs down, because you never see John Cena all night, and John Cena runs down to the ring and saves him, and basically goes on this tirade about how, me and CM Punk give it all in the ring, and we both earned it, and that you just basically want to slip of paper, and you didn't earn it, you just came to the ring, and basically trying to say that he didn't get the title right, which is kind of funny when you think about it, because that's how CM Punk won his SmackDown championship when he won Money in the Bank. That's how everybody who's won Money in the Bank has done it. They kind of sneak in when the person's down and win. It was kind of funny that he would do that tirade about that, right? And it made me thinking, what's going to happen next? Because it was all storyline building up to this. Who told Kevin Nash to attack, well, now CM Punk, since CM Punk had to win the match? And you think at first, okay, maybe it's Stephanie. Maybe Stephanie and Triple H are trying to do this, like rebuild some kind of version of the corporation with like Michael Cole had said it by accident at one point. The McMahon Helmsley, you know, kind of like a coalition. Maybe they'll call it the Clique because, you know, Kevin Nash and, you know, Michaels and Shawn Michaels and Triple H from that kind of like the Clique back then. You know, back in the early time when they were all around together, when, you know, Nash champion and Hall and all that stuff in the WWE. And then I started thinking outside the box. They showed Lauren, by the way, at one point in Raw, they showed the talent agent guy with Lauren talking to Kevin Nash, telling him to come with him. Maybe Lauren was trying to underpower Triple H's power. And then I thought, let's go really outside the box. Let's just say, what if the person who called Nash and undermined everybody, let's just say maybe it was Shane McMahon. I mean, let's go way out of the box here, because they're setting you up for the story that tonight was just part one. That they're just first week that they're slowly gonna build the storyline up. And I guess the next pay-per-view you're gonna see what, Del Rio versus John Cena. I guess that's the building to, since John Cena confronted Del Rio tonight, and I guess they're building up to have CM Punk fight Nash at some point. But it was rather interesting how they went tonight. You know, how it was all story driven instead of match driven tonight. Like, I think it was like very few matches at all. So let me see where they go tonight. So that's all I had to say about Raw. So guys, till my next video.